I was dating a gentleman whom I became intimate with early on. We have an incredible connection. However, after spending a weekend together, he rushed off and said he had to deal with something related to his wife, whom he separated from. He's been transparent about this when we first met, but this came as a surprise. Then I didn't hear from him for 3 weeks. Now he's texted me and apologized for not being in touch. What should I do and how to respond? Run as fast and far as you can. Well, that's the quick answer, but I know that matters of the heart are not always that easy. It sounds easy, it is easy, but then we get all complicated because we've got this connection and we've become intimate with them. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to tell you things that you already know, but that's what I'm here to do, is just help you remember and remind you of some of the common sense things, which is we don't get intimate with people who aren't available. So if he's not divorced and he hasn't already done the work and he hasn't already cleaned up his shit, then you really should run. I know it's hard when we have these connections and we feel, but I'll remind you of a couple of things. That when we have that connection, especially, when we want to be intimate so quickly with someone, we are connecting for various reasons. But the number one reason often is that we share a wound. So we share a wound, a vibrational wound, something that's most likely hidden in your subconscious mind. It's not something that you're aware of, but you just have this connection. And so you feel at home, you feel at ease, and you want to merge. And that's part of life. But as we ascend, we want to be more aware, awake, and conscious of these connections that we have with people and what they're really here for. Because what we want to do is explore these connections without the intimacy in the beginning, so that we can get to know the person, that we can understand what our connection really is. Now, with that said, I'm also going to mention, if this person is a narcissist, if this person, or you, but I'm going to say this other person, because I'm picking up more the energy on them than you. If there's a narcissistic tendency there, and they were really aggressive with wanting to become intimate, watch out for that, because there's definitely a way that narcissists can get in and get entangled quickly on our life cords and create a lot of havoc for our own discernment. It can spiral us, it can spin us, it can take us into a direction where we kind of lose our way, in the sense that that whole, we get into the chemistry and we just lose our clarity. So that may be something that's happened here as well for you, but I want to go very specifically. So you spent a weekend together and he rushes off. Okay, so if there's no discussion about what that actually is, they're all in disarray. It's just another huge sign for you that this person is not ready to be in a relationship. Now, unless you want to just have sex with this person and that's your jam and your MO, then that's a different story. But I think if you're watching the show and you're submitting the question, you're definitely on an ascension journey where you want to learn the lessons. And the lesson is that we've got to let these people go, because they need to do their work and you need to do yours. I would dig into, why did I attract this person? You don't have to go so far into it. It's like it's a new relationship, but hey, why did I get intimate so fast? Especially if it's something that you don't normally do. If you don't normally jump in so fast, that's, I think, why I'm picking up this energy of the possibility of a little bit of a narcissistic tendency of getting what they want. But hey, men also operate a little bit differently than women, and they want to jump a little bit faster into this intimacy, but they have a different end goal than a lot of women do. Women want to have that more intimate, touchy-feely, I'm here for you kind of relationship, whereas men are kind of a little bit more I want to be in the moment. And if he hasn't called in 3 weeks and then all of a sudden he picks up, his phone and texts you, the first thing you need to do is state exactly how you feel. Hey, it did not feel good that I didn't hear from you. It didn't feel vibrationally aligned for you to just jump and not communicate anything with me. So whatever it feels for you, I'm just adding some lines that come to mind. That's what you want to say in the text. Here's the most important thing. Then you must say, I wish you well. And you must let it go. Chances are that person is going to come back to you and they're going to be like, oh, no, give it another shot. I'm sorry. If they do that, you know that it is an absolute no-go. If they say, thank you, I will be back in touch on the backside of all of this, I so appreciate your support, then great. Then have that warm, fuzzy feeling about them. And we're always going to shine the light for them, but you're really going to just let them go. This is where the slippery slope starts. If you do not nip it here, you are headed for a shredded heart. Not just a broken heart, but a shredded heart. Because that person does not have the wherewithal to clean up their own mess before getting someone else involved in theirs. So you're single, you're ready to have a relationship and move into something and explore it. He's still dealing with getting divorced. If he's just separated, come on. We cannot waste our time with these men who are not doing their work. Okay, super important. Get on it, write the text, and let him go. Doesn't matter what he responds after that. Let him go. Do your work and let him clean up his own mess. I am always so appreciative of all the questions that you ask. Please go to bethbell.me. There's so much happening over there. Lots of new stuff being launched. You can ask more questions. There is the Awaken Inner Wisdom community membership coming. It may already be there if you're watching this on replay. Please come to bethbell.me. The Awakening Healing Handbook, Psychedelics Resource Guide, Herpes Handbook, so many resources, the Angels, Herpes, and Psychedelics book if you haven't read it. I would love to share more stories with you, more insights, more wisdom, and I can't wait to see you next week. Please join me 11:11 Sunday mornings. All right, until then, wishing you much bliss and love.